Hey guys, Lord Sora here. Diablo Season 7 is announced, and even though I know the hype is actually around Path of Exile 2, I am still quite excited about D4 Season 7, mainly because my favorite playstyle, my favorite skill in Diablo 4 Necromancer is getting huge changes. I'm also going to try PoE 2 as well, however D4 will be staying as my main game, and I really wanted to make this video to share with you guys that I believe Shadow Blood Wave will be one of the best, if not the best builds to play in Season 7. We need to see all the changes, but it looks like it is going to be the best Necromancer build. So I quickly put this spreadsheet together to somewhat get an idea on what to expect and how powerful the Blood Wave is going to get. It's a very rough map as it stands. I'm still waiting on the patch notes. There could be more changes, so I'm not going too hard in it yet. However, sort of getting things together for the PTR that is going to be dropping on December 3rd, and I plan to experiment and test a lot of these mechanics. Currently in Season 6, Blood Wave, Shadow Blood Wave, is one of the best pit pushing builds for Necromancer. It's either the second or the third best Necromancer build after Bone Spirit, and it is about to get significantly stronger with all these changes. Currently it is doing about 250 billion hits from single wave, and right out of the gate with all these changes, we can expect it to do 15 times the more damage. So currently doing 200 billion times 15. So it's going to be doing trillions of damage in Season 7. Obviously, if nothing else changes, but it's potential that there might be some nerfs and some changes in other places. But as it stands, it's going to be very, very strong. One of the main changes, obviously, is this pants right here that is gonna double the damage count, changes the animation, and it's also gonna give us a 300% damage multiplier. I'm not sure if this is gonna work like similar to Tidal, if it's the damage multiplier, or if it does the 3% of the damage, existing damage. However, either way, it's gonna be very strong. This is gonna replace Blood Moon Breaches. Ratma's Vigor got a huge buff. It's going to be doing 120% increased overpower damage, which you can see reflected here. We have two new aspects that is going to be incorporated in this build. That one is going to give skill ranks and 30% damage multiplier. Other one is definitely going on the amulet. Is going to go up to 3.7 damage multiplier on amulet when it's fully stacked. And it says cooldown and this bonus reset, so we'll see what that means. At 10 stacks, the cooldowns, all of our cooldowns reset. So we'll see how that works. But these are huge buffs. You can see the difference compared to existing build. We are currently running Damned 1.55 and the Sacrilegious on Amulet 1.91 multiplier. So these are buffs to those both aspect slots. We are still going to be running Ultimate Shadow. It's simply just one aspect slot that gives us a 2.9% damage, 2.9 damage multiplier. And as you may have seen, the Gloom has been buffed. Now it stacks up to 4 times, so that is also another huge multiplier, especially combined with our unique chest piece Shroud of False Dead. But this is the first section that will help Blood Wave do 15 times the more damage and potentially even more as we min max. But the second unique pants is Indira's Memory. This one turns Blood Wave into a bone skill, and this might not sound as strong as the first one at first glance. However, it might actually be stronger when we do the math. I haven't done the planners in comparison fully yet. Currently working on it. We'll finish it before the PTR starts. But what this will do is that, first of all, both builds, we're not going to be running Fast Blood anymore. I don't think the cooldown is going to get significantly lower. I think we will be able to rely on lucky hits. So the requirement of Fast Blood will be removed from the build. And we are no longer going to run Shaco, which we were not already running in the current season pit pushing. We were running Air of Perdition. So those are going to be huge multipliers there. Another aspect slot opens up instead of Fast Blood, so I didn't even incorporate that in here. So that adds another multiplier, considering that we don't run Fast Blood. But this one also signifies that where we don't have to run fast blood anymore, because Bone Spear reduces the blood waves cooldown per 2 seconds. We'll see how this works. There's a potential where Bone Spears turn into Blood Spears, gonna eat the overpower procs from Ratnos Vigor, but I think we can figure that gameplay out. This can also be used to proc Corpse Exploit, Flesh Eater, consuming corpses. So there is that aspect of it as well. But this also giving a bone tag to Blood Wave. We can actually use Evulsion, Compound Fracture, and also this one will help with cooldowns as well, Rapid Ossification. And we can use Path of Trag'Oul to get plus 7 bone skills from the boot slot. We gotta do the math, but this also adds plus 7 ranks to Blood Wave, which equivalent of 55% more damage. Bone passives also gives us 54% more damage. My initial feeling, without doing the math fully, is that Kessime's Legacy will be the choice, and which will be cooler, more fun to play, because you cast 2 waves and animation changes a little bit, and it will be easier to play in terms of you're not going to be shooting your waves into the walls and losing blood orbs. This means also potentially it pulls the mobs onto you. Maybe there's a mechanic when we'll see when we play, the blood orbs will generate on you, so you don't have to chase them around and pick them up. So there are multiple aspects here that both of these might come out as a stronger Blood Wave build that we will have to test. But a lot of exciting stuff here. My favorite build ever is getting a huge buff. Huge mechanic changes here. Like, love to see it. There's one feedback I have gave the developers, and I have been talking about this with my community as well, that I like ultimates feeling like ultimates. When I press that big cooldown, it's not a big cooldown anymore, but when I press that big ultimate ability, I want things to go boom. I want things to feel impactful. I want things to do big damage instead of ultimates feeling just utility. You know, Bone Storm has been used for utility for so long. Now we have Soul Rift is sort of used as an utility. I would really like ultimates to feel like an ultimate, and I feel like we're going towards that direction. Now there are more aspects for ultimates, more skill ranks to ultimates, and I really do like the direction that this is going, where we get new uniques and new aspects that makes ultimates feels like more ultimate and make it more cool. And they're also gonna get when you put 5th skill point into ultimates, you're gonna get a special talent or whatever they call it to attach to these ultimates. So we don't know what's that gonna be for Blood Wave yet, so that might even be potential mean further buffs. So we will have to see that one as well. But overall, I think this covers some of the big changes. One thing that I want to call out here is that I have been making list of things to test in PTR. So this is just the start. There's going to be a lot more to come here. But if you have questions, if you have any ideas that you want me to test, if you don't have time to test in your PTR, or even you do have the time but you just want to brainstorm already, please comment below. Let's make a list together. I really would like to test everything possible, especially for Blood Wave or other builds as well during the PTR, because it's for us to test so that we can report these bugs and potentially get in front of it before they make it to the Season 7. Currently, for example, there's a bug with Blood Wave. When you cast too many Blood Waves on top of each other very frequently, you start losing damage and you start losing knockback the first wave. Second and third wave still works, but you still lose damage in DPS because of this. So that's one of the bugs that I have already reported that hopefully will be fixed by Season 7. So we need to document these kind of things in PTR. Especially with this unique, it would be such a shame if there was a bug that would not allow Blood Wave to function. Because there's a world where you can actually start casting so many Blood Waves on top of each other, because now it's double cast, and you just keep casting and casting and casting and dishing out this huge DPS, and it can even look like a Blood Surge. Even it could be a huge fast speedrun build even in the Horde. So it's gonna feel a lot different. But if it doesn't work the way it should, it will be such a shame that the build is not gonna function the way it should. So we will need to capture these in PTR. So if you have any ideas on that, please comment below. But before rambling on further, I just wanted to make this short update video. I don't know if it's going to be short anymore, but I hope you guys are all up to date with the changes that's coming to my favorite skill in the game, my favorite build in the game. I know if you're not new to my channel, you probably know that I have been loving Bloodwave and the playstyle for so long. So this is very exciting for me, and it will be only fitting for me to make a video on this the moment I see it. So here it is, and I will link the Excel spreadsheet in the description as well. My current existing Season 6 Bloodwave build is on maxroll.gg. I wrote the build guide for it. I have a bunch of gameplay examples if you're interested in experiencing the build a little bit before going into these changes. There are a bunch of guides and gameplay examples in my channel as well. But like I said, comment down below if you have any questions, if you have any ideas for me to test. Like and subscribe. Your support means a lot to me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.